Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining me again. Well, the last couple of days has been really interesting with regard to politics, hasn't it? You cast your mind back a couple of weeks ago. We're in the doldrums. Reform UK, was it what it appeared to be? You had creators on here criticising them. Richard Tice in particular. You know, what was he about? What were his objectives? And was he really the man for the job? Then you look at Conservatives, you look at Labour, and you think, really? Another 5 years of one of them? And then Nigel Farage comes out and does the necessary, takes over reform and says he's going to stand as an MP, a member of parliament after all. Now, I had inside information that that was his intention all along, but they were all wrong-footed by the way that this general election was brought all the way forward to July when everyone was expecting November. Now, we'll have to wait and see how things transpire and the way things work out. I'm going to get Noel Wilcox on hopefully this weekend so we can talk about things in more detail, which should be interesting. But for now, I want to pull up the video that I did on Nigel Farage and his comeback and go through some of the comments that you made, see what you think. So here we go. Right, first in the list. Good news at last. Come on, reform. That was Arthur. Absolutely. And, you know, I've had messages from people feeling like that and, you know, hardened Labour voters feeling like that. You know, I think Labour, unfortunately, are going to win. But the question is, who will be the opposition? William Whitford, two parties. No, we need change. We do. I believe the whole system is broken. That I absolutely do believe. Stephen, Andy, ask your friends if they know about the NHS insurance scheme, same as America, which reform plan. I know about that. I've heard about that. And I even remember it being spoken about when it was UKIP back in the day. So I wonder if that's something, rumour floating around or something else behind it. But the NHS in its current form really isn't fit for purpose. But what do you do? What do you do about it? I mean, I believe that people should be entitled to free healthcare, at least at the point of use. And, you know, we've always prided ourselves as a country on that. But with everybody flooding into this country and the population crisis as it is, does that work any longer? You know, we don't want a situation where we're like America with everything overpriced, access to doctors. It's no good. See how that happens. Andrew M. Van Man Talks is certainly right about this fellow. If you're talking about Nigel, yeah, but if you're talking about me, I'd love to know what you mean because I've spoken to Van Man Talks and exchanged pleasantries. So I'll leave that with you. Andrew, never mind. People have short memories. This is a guy who endorsed Blair to push the vaccination program. He's one of them, you fucking morons. Thank you for your insight, Andrew. I actually remember that piece on the news during that time when none of us had a single clue what was going on, including me. I fell for it for a little time before I woke up, and they're still trying to push it on us now. So it was a weird one, wasn't it? UG House, about time. Good luck, Nigel. Don't betray people's trust. That stood in the back of my mind for a little while, that one, because I remember what happened with the Brexit Party. But I understand the reasons for what happened with the Brexit Party. Hope it doesn't happen again. But we'll have a chat with about all that with Noel. Stephen, I back Nigel. Don't let that slippery CNUT Starmer into number 10. Simon Beasley, Tories desperately saying vote reform, get Labour. Yeah, it's the same old trick they try again and again, isn't it? But Richard Tice said Labour and Conservative are the same as each other. Yet they are. It's a socialist hellhole. High tax, high immigration, big state. Even if they don't win, imagine if reform became the opposition. For anyone who doesn't remember, many years ago, the opposition party actually held different beliefs to those that were in power. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. Somebody said 27 and 2019 were pretty recent. No, I believe it was longer ago than that. Cheryl, hi. Any and all now, the fun will start. Absolutely. Graham, another Reform supporter there. 5 years, who knows? Nigel does. Yeah, 5 years. It's the long term, isn't it? Long term planning, certainty. Be interesting to see where that one goes. Is there an end goal? If so, what is it? User, so suppose Nigel does win the seat in Clacton, takes his seat in the House of Lords. Would the next move be to cross the floor to the Tories and try to become their leader? It's a wonder, isn't it? Is that the goal, or is it really for the good of the country? But at the moment, it's caused a hell of a storm. Ben, smiley, is that a smiley face or I think it's more but okay. Tony, reform 100%, throw out the old, bring in the new. I get the impression this is how people are feeling generally. Nigel's a snake surrounded by ex-Conservative MPs, wants to take the British Man and Woman's Human Rights Act and equality laws away while using the immigrants as an excuse. Wake up, they're snakes. If you look at my earlier video, what worries me about this whole thing, and Nigel should not do this, is bring Conservatives, bring Labour in to the party. This is just my view, because it's not reform then, is it? It's not starting afresh. It's not clearing out all the old rubbish. John, great news. Stephen, what he said about TR, I'll never forgive or forget. F off Farage. I am told, or at least I got a message, they're trying to sort out their differences. So we'll see how that goes. Duncan Bradshaw, Nige, will give a stomachache to those who can't stomach the truth. The left-wing nutters are panicking. Yes, I have seen that. Very much so. Vote Reform UK, make Great Britain great again. That's Paul. That's another positive comment for them. We'll do a few more. Andy looks happier than in a long time. Squizzard28. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. There's a few things going on in Andy's background right now, which kind of push me, but like any old trooper, I keep going. Joe Duds, I'm a 65-year-old Tory, but there is no Tory party anymore, so reform it is. William, unfortunately, Farage's track record regarding loyalty is questionable, as are his motives. It sits in the back of my mind, recent history, but let's just hope, for the sake of the people that believe in him, something different can happen. Banned again, you can't reform nothing if you don't vote reform, obviously. Yeah, it's in the name, isn't it? There's only other one choice, really. And it ain't pretty. Joe Duds, thank God he is. Banned again, 5 years to build the party solidly for 2028. That's the plan. That's been stated repeatedly. Pay attention. Yes, sir. Red Wall can vote reform with confidence. Banned again. Waiting 2 weeks to register Nigel has kept dozens of people registering with similar sounding parties in Clacton to steal reform votes. Well, we'll have to see what happens, won't we? So there you go. That's some of your comments and some of your insights. A good mixed bag there. I appreciate you as always with those. I find the best way is doing a video and addressing your comments like that. Anyway, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're on social media, give me a share. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.